So I just turned 23. And while I do think I've made it pretty far in life, I sometimes can't help but feel a little bit lost and discouraged. Like, I'm definitely not a kid anymore, but I still don't feel like a full-grown adult. So I made a list of 23 lessons I've learned the hard way, just to remind myself that I actually have made progress as a person. And hopefully this will help guide you through your 20s so you don't make the same mistakes as me. Number 1, nobody cares about you as much as you do. For such a long time, I truly believed that people saw me the way I saw myself. Like, if I made a mistake or did something really embarrassing or cringy, I genuinely thought people were judging and making fun of me in their heads. But as it turns out, people just do not care about you more than themselves. Everybody is just way too focused on their life and what's going on to even pay attention to what you're doing with yours. And even if they do have an opinion about it, they're not like going about their day thinking about,
oh my god, I can't believe Allison did that. Allison's so stupid. Like, what is she doing?
And if they are, that just means they're obsessed with you and they're a fan. Number 2, if you don't have a plan for your life, someone else is going to make one for you. I don't know about anyone else, but I am a chronic people pleaser. Like, I will do anything to make people happy, even if it's with resentment. For the majority of my life, I think I was always following what other people were telling me to do. Whether it was a hobby or a sport or any big decision I had to make for school or my career, I feel like I was always looking towards other people to tell me the answer. But obviously, nobody knows you better than you know yourself, so I ended up doing a lot of things I just hated doing. So that's when I realized that if I don't have a plan for my life and what I'm doing, then other people are just going to create one for me. So if you're unsure about a lot of things, get clear on what it is that you want so you're not easily swayed by other people telling you to do what they think is best for you. Number 3, people respect other people that respect themselves. In my past relationships, I found myself getting pushed around and mistreated a lot. And I didn't understand why this was happening because I always thought like I was a really good person and other people would see that. But actually deep down, I was incredibly insecure in myself and how other people perceived me. And because I was so giving and so easy, I let myself get taken advantage of. So that's when I learned that I will tolerate as much hurt from other people as I let them. But once I started respecting myself more and my boundaries and what I was willing to put up with, I no longer found myself in those kinds of relationships. When other people see that you have so much self-respect, they will naturally want to give that respect back to you because that's only what you accept. Number 4, the worst they can say is no. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you need to stop being afraid of confrontation. I used to have the hardest time speaking up for myself because I was so afraid of rejection. I don't know what it was. I think I just didn't have the courage to ask for something, and then I was really scared of being denied. But by me not opening my mouth, I probably missed out on so many opportunities. So please do not be scared of rejection because it's not as bad as you think. And it's gonna happen a lot, so you just gotta get used to it. Number 5, in life, there are only blessings and lessons. I can't remember the last time that I wasn't hard on myself for messing up on something. Every time I make a mistake, it feels like the end of the world. But the beauty with getting older is that you start to realize you're gonna make a lot of mistakes, there's no getting around it, but that doesn't mean you're a failure. Guys, we make mistakes to learn from them. So either things work out for you and it's great and it's a blessing, or they don't and you just learn from it. Number 6, whatever you focus on, you will attract more of. This goes back to the theory of manifestation, if you've heard of it. Anything that you concentrate on or think in your mind or say out loud over and over and over again, you will make it a reality. So if you're constantly thinking about how hard your life is, how unfortunate you are, and how nothing is going your way, you will only get more of that. But if you think about how grateful you are, how your life is just filled with so much blessings, and how everything's working out for you, you will attract more of that and you will make it a reality. It's actually scary how much this works. I challenge you to try it for a month and you will be shocked at how much your life just transforms. Number 7, there will never be a right time. Guys, the right time to start anything is now. If you wait for the perfect time, it will never come because you can never really be perfectly ready for anything. So the best time to start that new project or start meeting new people or make that big decision is now. Number 8, don't stop learning. Once I graduated from college and moved into adult life, I found very quickly that it is so easy to be complacent. Yeah, you may have a job, but the tasks that you do day to day are pretty consistent, and they're usually things that you already know how to do. And so this is when the learning just stops entirely. So if you want to keep challenging yourself as a person and grow as an individual, you have to actively try to keep learning. Read books, watch documentaries, talk to other people. Just do anything that keeps your brain active and progressing. Number 9, do it as if no one's watching. Get over yourself. No one is watching you harder than you. Yeah, people are gonna have opinions about life, but why should that dictate how you live yours? Trust me, the only people that are gonna judge you are the ones who know they don't have the confidence to do it themselves. Number 10, kindness is your best weapon. Attacking someone when they're attacking you only wastes your energy, okay? Negativity cannot thrive in the positive, and they will realize that their threats have no power over you. So they'll just go to someone else to spew their poison. Number 11, prevention is better than cure. It is always better to prevent something bad from happening in the first place than trying to deal with it after it's already happened. So that means take care of yourself before you get horribly sick. You know, tidy up a little every day so that you don't have to spend an hour looking for your keys. And make sure you cancel all your free trials before they charge you the full subscription fee. That one is from experience. Number 12, the past and the future do not exist, only the present. This lesson came from The Power of Now, one of the most influential books I've ever read in my life. That is not an exaggeration. Like, if you haven't read this, go buy it and read it immediately because it will change your whole outlook on life. It basically says that everything that happened in the past and everything that will happen in the future literally do not exist in this reality. But the only thing we do have at all times and that is guaranteed is now. This idea has helped me so much in my life because since the present is the only thing that does actually matter, I quickly realize what my priorities are. Again, keep educating yourself and you can start by reading this. Number 13, talk to your family more. They only live so long, so please spend time with them before it's too late. Number 14, ask and you shall receive. Open your freaking mouth. Don't expect other people to know what you want or need. You can get so much more out of life if you just ask. And remember, the worst they can say is no. Number 15, you are not your thoughts and your thoughts are not you. Here's some food for thought. Everything you think is all based on your beliefs. And those beliefs were formed by other people and influences in your life. But they are not you. They are judgments and agreements that you've developed by what other people and society has told you. Every negative thought that comes into your mind was shaped by forces outside yourself. So treat them as such and don't give them so much power over you. Number 16, people judge you because they judge themselves. It took me a while to actually believe this until I actually witnessed it. The reason why people judge you and criticize you and are mean to you is because they do all of that to themselves. Like, that is the internal dialogue that is going through their brain. They just project it onto other people to make themselves feel better. And they actually believe that everyone else also feels the same way about themselves. So knowing this now, I've actually become so much less sensitive to what other people say about me because I actually just feel bad for them and I hope they become nicer to themselves. Number 17, holding on can hurt more than letting go. Just like holding on to a box of things from your ex, ruminating on bad experiences, painful memories, or mistakes you've made in the past is the worst way to get over them. And always thinking about how someone has hurt you or done you wrong is also never gonna help you forgive them faster. So just let it go. Because again, the only thing we have is now, and the now does not exist back there. Number 18, to live is to change. On the same note of letting stuff go, you have to understand that wanting things to stay the same is just unattainable and unrealistic. Guys, everything in life changes. People die, babies are born, day turns to night, and seasons come and go. Every single thing in this world is changing at all times. Even you are changing right now. So do not fight it, just embrace it. Number 19, relationships are experiences, not possessions. Some friends are meant to be with you for an entire lifetime, while others may only be there for a season. It's not always a bad thing when a relationship ends because it may have just run its course. Remember that you don't own anybody or your relationship with them. And when you learn to treat relationships like experiences, you start appreciating them more. Number 20, who you surround yourself with is who you will become. If you want to improve yourself and level up, you need to surround yourself with people who are already there or who are working to get there. On the other hand, if you are constantly spending time with people who are not on the same wavelength as you or are at a place where you don't want to be, do not keep spending time with them because you will eventually become like them. Number 21, give and you will have more. Abundance attracts itself. Give like you have everything, and you will receive more than you could ever imagine. Number 22, don't take yourself too seriously. It's so boring and honestly very exhausting, so just don't. And number 23, enjoy the unknown. Since we'll never know what the future holds, there's no use in trying to predict or anticipate it. So enjoy the process of figuring it out. At 23 years old, I still have no idea what my life is going to turn out like, even though I've tried tirelessly to control every aspect of it so that it lives up to my expectations. But I've quickly learned that that is pointless because nothing ever turns out the way I think it will. So the only thing I can do is let go of the reins and just enjoy the ride. I feel like nobody ever really talks about any of this, like the uncomfortable experiences we go through as we get older, but they really do shape us into who we are, and I really think we need to normalize not having it all together. So if you're watching this, just know that nobody has everything figured out, and wherever you're at, you're doing amazing. I promise everything that is meant for you will be yours one day. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye.